vitamin.
All right, now we're live.
I thought that was the amount. Welcome,
Hi.
welcome to 4 Than 10 right here on Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, wherever you're listening. Hopefully, it's none of those. Hopefully, you're here with us live on YouTube. I thought you were supposed to go once a day.
Okay. If they want this conversation, they need to go over to Patreon.
Go over to Patreon. Let us know how often you poop. My name's Nathan Owens.
Start in the morning.
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Nathan Owens Comedy or NathanOwensComedy.com.
Everyone's like,
September 6th, I'm filming my second special right here in Atlanta. Be sure to go grab tickets for that. Joe's producing. David's directing. I'm pumped. David produced with me.
What's up, everybody? It's Director David now.
Director David?
Ooh.
Have you come up with your way of saying your creations? Like, I know you don't want to be like a David Perdue joint, but like,
yeah, Spike Lee's is so perfect.
Yeah, Spike Lee joint is.
But I will have one by the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I will have one. But anyway, September 6th, yeah, I'm directing Nate's special.
Experience.
Which I saw him do the hour. I saw you do the hour.
Yeah, part of it.
Part of it.
I messed
most
up.
Of the hour.
Yeah, I messed up. I missed a few.
I told my brother, I was like, yo, this the one.
Ooh, thank you.
This the one. And I don't.
Are you gonna comb your hair?
I'm gonna make him.
I don't comb. I don't even.
He's like a new man. I'm directing that part too.
Look, I'm getting it cut Friday.
I think like something
Friday
like
before
12,000,
no, like this Friday.
13,000 people saw you last week look just like this.
Yeah. Are you getting cut this Friday? And
yes.
Not again before the special?
No,
that's a white way to do it.
I'm getting it cut.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because I need to get it cut a couple weeks before so it has a chance to kind of grow out.
Okay. All right. I didn't know that's how that worked.
It's okay.
I feel like 2 weeks is too long.
Generally a white thing.
Is too long?
I get it cut 4 days before things.
4 days?
Yeah.
Because that's
tell us. When do you get your hair cut?
Yeah.
When do you feel best?
2 things. First of all, John Glasgow, as always, joined us. Just a good morning, fellas. You got that notification. And he poops 2 times a day.
Two at least.
And then also, it should be the David Perdue experience.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, no. A David Perdue experience. Not D.
Ooh, I like A.
Because because D means that's David Perdue doing, but A David Perdue experience.
I like it.
Yeah.
The voice you're listening to is Joel behind the glass.
Yeah. Damon's out gallivanting around Europe.
He in Europe. Damon life's different.
He was around bagpipes.
3 chains.
Now he's in Spain.
He's coming back different.
But Dan Duncan's with us.
Yeah, I'm from that place.
Spain.
No. Scotland. The bagpipes.
I hope David comes back with an accent, like a good one.
I
hope he's trying it out.
He's coming back with the same Jamaican accent that he does for every country.
You text him. Try your accents out.
Do you have a good Scottish accent?
See, my grandfather obviously did, and
yeah.
I don't try it because I'm Southern. Like I have a Southern, and my grandfather came to Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and then Kansas City, Missouri was where he lived most of his life, and so he has we are just so far apart.
But you can't do it. You can do a Scottish accent.
No, I'm not gonna try.
Don't.
I have too much respect.
I was about to say, don't put him on that. But
I was like, I've done my grandpa's accent all the time.
What, like the Appalachian accent?
Well, that's because you sound. As long as you sound dumb, you're probably hitting the nail on the head.
And Appalachian's out.
Yo, just roasted Nate's grandfather.
Yeah. R.I.P. Paul.
I've heard about your extended family though. He probably deserved it.
Yeah, up to the big moonshine still in the sky. All right.
Okay. Should we talk sports?
Let's talk sports.
Because that's what people are here for.
That's what people are here for.
And politics.
All right. First topic. Man, Anthony Edwards, he's just hanging out in our topics all the time. He said that it was tougher back when Michael Jordan played. He said it was tougher back when it is now, but I don't think anybody had skills other than Michael Jordan. So basically the league was more raw, more unskilled. Michael Jordan had all the skills. Anthony Edwards has been all over the place the past couple weeks. Also, one thing that I love that he said this week was that he and Booker were coming for the gold in 2028.
Oh, yeah.
I love that because he left Jason Tatum out.
Well, in the shot, it was like him and Book.
But he said...
So it was like in the moment. It was in the moment.
I just...
Can I just give some inside baseball to everyone listening right now? We ran pre-show before we were here, and we went through 5 or 6 topics that we had bangers on. Nate just cold threw in a topic that we actually didn't run through. Now we were gonna get to it.
That's top of the list.
I know, but we edited the list deeply.
I had those in like the middle to
all right,
end.
so hang on to the middle because we're gonna
hang on. Okay,
we didn't just do the clickbait with the Trump Kamala.
Nate hit us with that inbred.
Do we want
making a sandwich? No.
Let's finish.
You gotta finish.
Right.
Okay, we're done with the inside baseball.
Okay.
Here's the deal with Ant and Book. They didn't think in clips. They got cut up. I'm sure Jason Tatum's going to be on that team, and if he's not, they're going to lose.
Yeah, I would. That's a good call.
Was Jordan the only skilled player of his era?
You know, like I hate that argument because like the Globetrotters were invented way before all of this.
Yeah, they were like,
and they're very
40s.
skilled. You know, like was it as many of them? You know, obviously not. Do people practice more? Are there more skilled players now? For sure. That doesn't mean Jordan was the only one skilled. Now was he the most athletic? Clearly. Clearly, but you know what stops athleticism? The Bad Boys Pistons. They beat them up for a while. When you're in the air, don't nobody care about athleticism when you get that elbow to the chest.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can say, oh, we saw skill, and I do think he's highly skilled, and all these players are highly skilled. Very few of them took an elbow to the chest or to the face. And that'll change how athletic or skilled you think you are. You're going to be a lot different. So, like, you can't watch an Isaiah Thomas with his ball handling skills and be like, oh, nobody was skilled back then. It's just not the case, you know? It's just more specialized skills now.
Yeah, I mean, Showtime, obviously.
Yeah.
There's a handful. I get what he's saying in the sense of, like, it was a bit more overpowering.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, the some of the guys that played in the NBA then are dinosaurs now.
Sure.
Like, you could not win with the teams that won then.
You also don't shoot hook shots anymore, and Hakeem dominated the league with hook shots. So, like, what are we talking about? It's a different style. There wasn't a 3-point line for like
you also
Jordan's early days, especially in college.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about?
Also, you can't look at a Pete Maravich and say they weren't skilled. That's still one of the most skilled out ball handlers we've ever seen.
I also think you should bring a hook shot back.
All right, let's go, Dad.
It's unblockable.
Yeah, it's also goofy, and it's actually not. It's kind of not predictable.
What do you mean it's not predictable? The second greatest scorer of all time. It's his signature shot.
Yeah, he's 7'1".
Yeah.
Everybody is not 7'1".
There's plenty of 7-foot+ guys.
There's also someone with touch. Like he had very rare skill set of things. I want to throw something.
I'm just saying, if Giannis learned a sky hook.
Yeah, have you seen Giannis shoot a free throw?
It takes him a bit,
but it doesn't look.
But you can learn.
No, I'm saying he doesn't have touch.
Practice.
He doesn't have touch.
No,
Shaq lived his whole career on touch.
This is something.
I want to throw something. This is I thought about this like a basketball kind of comparison thing when they talk about old generation, new generation, right? LeBron now, this is kind of a crazy thing. I think LeBron now, I had this thought, is LeBron now still more athletic than like a young Magic Johnson?
Yes.
That's crazy to think about.
It really is.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a young Magic, similar size, similar build.
Yeah.
And you watch old LeBron and young Magic, you're like, I think they're a 20-year-old Magic and a almost 40-year-old LeBron.
So I watched a video, excuse me, I watched a video the other day of Jordan when he was with the Wizards.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he scored 51 at 38.
Yeah.
Wait. Can we pause? You, the other day,
Yeah.
were sitting presumably at your house.
Yeah.
And you're like, what I'm going to do with my time right now is pull up, I'm going to Google Jordan Wizards highlights.
Well, no, it was
like that was what you chose to do for an hour?
It was like a video essay or something.
Okay.
So
that makes it worse.
I throw it on while I'm doing other stuff.
Yeah, okay.
All right. You did not help. You did not help.
Keep going.
It's a video essay.
It was like a video essay on
somebody else's homework.
Jordan's Wizards.
All right.
Some high school kid uploaded.
Yeah, it was great. But so they're talking like he's 38 when he's with the Wizards, which is LeBron's what, 39, 40 now?
Who knows?
He's 38 plus.
Yeah.
And watching Jordan, who still could play, obviously. I mean, putting up 50 points. Okay. Putting up multiple 35 plus
I said 49.
games.
That's wrong.
The way that he was doing it, though, was not the way LeBron is doing it.
Okay.
He wasn't overpowering anybody. He wasn't outrunning. But I'm saying, like, watching those two and going, like, the way LeBron is doing it now is insane.
Okay, what are we talking about? Stop it.
Go ahead. What you got?
But the nutrition is different.
True.
The style of game is different. Like if you look at LeBron James coming into the NBA from high school because I think he was the last class to actually.
I think it was a couple after him, but yeah, it was one of the last. The
last classes to go straight into the NBA. Point being, you look at LeBron then, and you look at Magic back in his early days. Their body types are similar versus they diverge through their years in the NBA. Yeah. Magic obviously doesn't bulk up, doesn't have the nutrition, isn't training like LeBron is, doesn't have the trainers with him, versus LeBron is obviously, spending millions of dollars on his body.
Literally millions,
every year. So, I think this comparison of, look at the NBA, look at their athleticism, look at their skill set versus what was, it's a moving target.
Sure.
Because if you transported that world of people into this day and age, with all of the context, I think that they do very similar things, and the NBA evolves very similarly, and they themselves evolve into the style of game. I don't think there's different. It's not like we've gotten stronger as a human race.
Well, I'm saying though,
or evolved.
You think
because we just know how to train our bodies better.
LeBron hasn't had to adjust to he hasn't had to adjust his game.
Dan's going back to the LeBron on steroids.
I'm just saying generally there are versions of
you can take stuff to
exactly everyone is taking creatine. No one took creatine.
It was crazy that Michael Jordan lifted weights. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're like, what? He's lifting weights. He's like, man, I'm gonna keep beating me up. Which it's just it's respond to trying to get a competitive edge.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I'm looking at LeBron at 39 do what he's doing, and then you look at a young Magic Johnson and you go, it's just again, this is one of those few times I'm gonna publicly be in awe of LeBron.
Yeah.
Because it makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Here's the last thing I want to say about Ant's comments.
Yes.
After watching the FIBA rules during the Olympics, I didn't watch the NBA a lot before the playoffs. I'm going to miss the FIBA rules, and it's going to make the NBA even more boring to me, because what Ant is saying is it was more physical game, and I agree with him. And to that degree, we just saw in my opinion, a better version of
one of the
basketball
games I've ever seen.
And I want the NBA to go back to more FIBA-esque style rules that allow the game to be more physical. You have more physical specimens in a less physical game today, and that makes no sense to me. Yeah. Let them use their physicality in a way that shows off their skill set.
For the NBA to do that, what they need to do though is that I don't know if that starts with Adam Silver or if that wherever it goes, but it's the officials' fault, because the officials are the ones,
and LeBron and the stars being flopping for his call.
Well, to me, what makes the NBA boring and what can make games unwatchable is when there is a foul, and it is 10 minutes of replaying the foul for a flagrant one, where you go, that wasn't that big of a deal, where both guys are fine. It was a physical foul where two athletic, fast people collided.
Right,
and
I agree with that.
They're protecting them assets.
I get that.
These players aren't built into the opposite of Ant's point. These players aren't built like they were back in the day, in the sense of there's pictures of dudes. I don't know what that dude's name is. He's playing at the Garden. He got a whole neck brace on.
But I'm
People
saying,
going, Kawhi Leonard could never.
When you're watching a game, and both guys are fine, and standing there.
Oh, you forgot about the Malice at the Palace.
And referees,
they're not even sniffing that no more. There's too many billions on the line. They're like, hey, y'all need a moment to calm down. When nobody has going to fight.
But they don't. But there's so many times that referees insert themselves into games, and they give out double technicals because they're either too lazy to actually they're either double techs, so it's too lazy to hold on. Let me just. They're either too lazy to actually analyze what went wrong.
It's not true.
Or they just give out a flagrant one because they don't want to let hard fouls go and games actually get entertaining and physical. Or they give flagrant twos based on reputation. The game is not officiated well anymore.
I don't know if that's true.
And that's what makes the game boring, and that's what slows it down in the NBA.
So I did a show the other day, and I ended up talking to a ref who refs SEC basketball and FIBA stuff overseas and stuff. And what they said was
it a husband of a comic?
No. It wasn't that at all. It was random, right?
Okay.
And they were listening to me. I had some bit about basketball. Anyway, I was talking to them afterwards, and what they said was, I thought it was so interesting. Like, one thing they learned is from like some old school, ref who taught them was like, your job at the end of the day is for all of this to come to an amicable end. That's your job. And this is a professional referee. Yeah. And I go, that's the realest thing I've ever heard. Don't nobody like. So they'll be like, I think they do like SEC women too. Like Don Staley be giving it to,
Yeah.
Because she knows what she's doing. She's trying to come like, I'm gonna fight for what I gotta fight for. You're gonna give me this call, and like I gotta give you this call, and that's always how it's been. I don't know why we pretend like it's not how it's been. So like, so when you give a double tech or whatever, you're like, hey, shut up and go play. It's the equivalent of your parents saying, y'all give each other a hug, after something wrong, and that's just that, and that keeps the game moving.
But a lot of times it doesn't.
What do you want? You want on a fist fight? You want hockey? What do you want?
No, I want the referees to do their job.
You can't do that job.
I can't do that job.
Yeah,
no, but I'm not
no
signing up to do that job.
Can.
These refs are saying I can do this job.
No, they're saying let's keep this amicable. Let's keep it balanced.
They're not saying that.
They're
saying I don't want to do this job.
The double
text, somebody shoot free throws so that I don't have to actually do real work where I have to answer for the calls that I am making.
Okay, can I be? You guys have very different opinions about this. That's great. Is there room in both of y'all's minds that the NBA could stand to keep the game up and not slow it down with so many ticky-tack fouls, so many hand checks, arm checks? Like, can that come back into the game in some form or fashion so that every time someone's on someone's back, they don't just call a foul?
I hope so, because I'm tired. I seen somebody online call like ethical hoops. Like ethical hoops. Like there's so many unethical hoopers.
Yeah.
Like the fact that like James Harden will have, he's had whole games. His career's built at the free throw line.
Yeah.
And that's
in a very different. Yeah. And like I wouldn't show any kid to be like James Harden.
No.
So I think that there definitely needs to be a shift. But if you're talking about going back to the thing, I think a little bit of FIBA. I think the main thing that makes the FIBA rules and those FIBA games dope is the fans. Like fans make everything better. I don't think it's on the list, but like Major League Baseball was like did you see when there was the Tigers and Yankees played, and it was at it was a Little League World Series class or whatever, and it was just kids in the audience and in the stands.
Yeah,
way more exciting because those kids want to be there, right? Like anytime you have a stand full of people who want to be there,
it's not corporate.
The game's elevated.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like excitement, the intensity is elevated. So I think a lot of it has to do with like it's probably just a bunch of
college football,
French
versus
exactly.
NFL football.
There's
a bunch of French wine
there's
people
something
who was drunk and was having a good time at the drinking red wine.
That Olympic final, bro,
insane.
Yeah,
insane.
I don't know if this is a real thing, and Dan, you can tell me. Has the NBA entertained itself out of an entertaining product?
I think that there is an adjustment coming in the sports world where personalities, you can no longer count on the best players and the interest in them to carry the world anymore. You see it in golf now. The most prominent powerful golfers in the world are on YouTube. Now, Bryson DeChambeau is an exception. He's a professional and a YouTube golfer. But professional, the people that move the needle for all of the brands that are spending money to get more golf apparel, clubs, gear into the hands of people, they're looking more at these YouTube golfers to help move that needle than they are looking at the professionals. And ultimately, that's where the money comes from, is the shoes, the brands. Now, yes, you have these in-person experiences, but again, I think the NBA is ultimately going to need people who are all the time creating content and fighting for the best possible entertaining product, which I think ultimately boils down to fast games. That's why people are gravitating towards American soccer, football, because it is 45-minute halves. Yes, there are fouls. Their restarts are quick. There are not a ton of commercials,
Yeah.
and people are going to go more and more into that world of like, I don't have enough time to watch a 4-hour sporting event that's slow.
Which is wild because cricket's coming to the Olympics next
Yeah.
time. And
My other thing is get referees that don't speak English.
That might.
So then, what do you like? Who are you going to complain to? You can complain all you want. That ref does not understand you.
He wants mutes.
This isn't.
Look,
somebody. It's like a old school, like former Yugoslavian.
You talked about how FIBA was officiated.
It was good.
The guys, they could complain all they want. Steve Kerr can complain all he wants. What's he going to do to complain to a Turkish ref who speaks Farsi? Steve Kerr's not learning Farsi in 6 weeks before the Olympics?
You'd be surprised.
I would say that ref probably has some level of English in there.
I would say if you're a FIBA ref and you get hired by the NBA,
maybe not the slang, but okay.
Don't learn
We've done enough. We've done enough basketball.
Yeah,
we don't have to really talk basketball for 2 more months.
All right, Dan came in with his head on fire because he's getting political texts.
Real quick, Brian Banks said, "Good morning, gents. I missed last week's, but big ups to David and Dan doing an organic off-the-record episode mid-4th and 10 during the Olympics a few weeks ago. Just needed showing Aiden. Bless up." Glasgow says NBA wants high scores. That's why the game benefits offensive. And Brian Banks says this is low-key like an off-the-record conversation as well. I like the comedy and the culture moments combos. I dig it.
Another one.
Yeah. Hey, we still here. There are those that are not, but we still here.
Still holding.
All right, Nate, tee us up.
Yeah, Dan. I mean, we're all sick of it, but Dan particularly just furious with the texts, the texts, the emails, the calls.
Here's okay. So we're gonna talk about the next 3 topics. All have one thing in common. Too soon.
Okay. Okay.
The first one is this push to get out and vote. I get it. There was a time in this country where it was very difficult to vote. And I get that there are voting registrations and important things to make sure that everyone has their shot.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, the last 2 weeks I've had both sides of the aisle show up at my house asking for money.
Oh, like physically show up to your house?
Yeah, physically show up at my house.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a canvasser show up to my house.
I get text messages from, hey, this is Kamala Harris. This is Donald Trump. This is Governor Brian Kemp. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
So your marketing plan is stupid because we all know that it's not you.
Right.
We know that you bought a bunch of phone numbers. Some junior level intern wrote some copy of how can we get people to click on a link that we're embedding in this text message.
Right.
And I'm pulling Nate's Tom Brady. I don't care. It is too soon. We can have this conversation October 4th to November 4th. We can have 30 days to get people, make sure they're registered, make sure they know where their voting precincts are, all for these things.
Sure.
Both of these candidates can take a flying leap off of a cliff as far as I'm concerned. And
talk about wanting to unalive the president. That's good.
I'm done.
Dan hits his target too.
We're muting this conversation where we don't need these debates. Everyone already generally knows who they're voting for or is just generally not voting for either of these candidates. There's nothing more that we need to know. It is so polarized these days. There's no one in the middle being like, I'm curious.
Oh, yeah, curiosity's gone.
Oh, yeah.
I love how you treat this like Christmas season. It's like there's a time for the tree to be up, and there's a time for the tree to be down. There's a time to get people engaged.
In local politics, I have a very different take on this. Just for the record.
No,
because I think I actually agree with what you said, and that makes me feel weird. But in general, I do think from a national politics standpoint that has very little to do with most people's everyday lives.
Yeah.
The obsession.
Yeah.
365.
It's too much.
It's too much, bro.
One thing I do, I think I learned this. I think I saw Tuning do this. Aaron Tuning, shout out to Aaron Tuning. When he gets those messages that people he don't like, he just responds back, "I'm 14 years old, bro." I just respond back all the time. I'm 14 years old, bro.
It's a good idea.
I've been doing that for, I don't know how many years ago I saw that, but I do that every time. So shout out to you, Aaron, because so many people think I'm a 14-year-old boy.
The only time that I respond, is when they send me a text that's meant for my dad. For some reason, I don't know if it's because at some point this number was on like my dad's plan. So every once in a while I'll get a text that's like, Michael, Trump needs your help. And I just send back, this is Michael Owens, and I, Michael Owens, want Trump to rot in jail. And just something like that. And just, it's just fun for me.
Yeah.
I've tried to sell my dad's house so many times.
Jeez.
Because they'll be like, hey, Michael, are you interested in selling this property in Flowery Branch? I'm like, yes. Here's the number.
Go ahead, you send me a deposit right now.
Yeah. I'm like, here's the number I'm willing to sell it for, and then I'll just send a screenshot to my dad and be like, I'm taking 20% of this if it works. So I say shoot your shot.
Wait, so are you guys like here for the circus that's now in town, and you're like, let's have fun with this for the next 3 months?
The only thing I am like, let's have fun with is I saw some highlights of the DNC on TikTok. And
which is how everyone engaged with it.
Yeah.
No one watched the actual thing.
No, what am I going to watch?
They invited a bunch of influencer content creators this year, too.
Yeah, I got invited. I had a dude who's like, I don't know where, I forgot where I met him, but he hit me up. He was like, yo, I got you in. Like,
did you want to go?
No.
Okay.
What gonna do? Like, when I was like, it's going to be, where I'm going to stay? What I'm going to do? Like, it wasn't enough.
Wasn't it in like a Indiana? Was it Indy?
It's in Chicago.
Chicago.
It was in Chicago. Okay.
Yeah.
You should have just gone and just hung out at Chicago.
I really thought about it, and then I was like, I think they wanted me to like actually make stuff.
Oh. And
I was like, nah, I just hang out. Like, I wouldn't want to do stuff.
I just like I get that the Democrats are trying to have fun, and look, after the RNC was like, we're fun, we have Kid Rock and Hulk Hogan.
What am I gonna learn? That's
and
not
I was
fun.
like, that was fun in '96.
Yeah, what a good time.
And then, then the Democrats were like, we'll bring in somebody relevant, Lil Jon.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna act like they're the same, not relevant.
No, they're not the same, not relevant.
They're not the
They
same.
had
relevant.
similar peaks.
You're
of
telling me
hype
that Lil
at the same
Jon,
time.
to this day, screaming yeah doesn't get you pumped?
No, it does.
Okay.
I'm saying it worked on me.
Yeah.
100% worked on me.
Yeah.
It just like, it caught me off guard. I'm just like scrolling TikTok. And then when they were like, Georgia, how do you vote or whatever. And then Lil Jon does a performance. I was like, all right, I guess you got me.
Nate
Like,
wants to hide his face in front of this microphone.
I didn't move it.
You did move it because I
You
moved it
did.
before this.
Dadgummit, I'm sorry.
Stop hiding your face,
Don't hide your
Mister.
face.
What's Tim Allen's neighbor in Home Improvement?
Wilson.
Yeah.
You look like Wilson.
like Wilson.
Yeah, I
So it's too soon. Too many.
Yeah.
Look, there are certain things that need to happen, and we have a certain amount of time. I will be thinking about what I'm cooking for Thanksgiving when this really matters.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
That is the same. Like, oh, let me start pulling together this recipe. How am I smoking this giant turkey?
Yeah.
Making this thing delicious. Oh, and now let me like go on a neutral website that's like pulling everyone's like what their platforms are,
Yeah.
what ultimately their cabinets are going to vote for, push through, do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look at that and be like, which ones of these do I actually believe in?
Sure.
Is
and I'm gonna vote.
Is there anything you feel personally that you prepare for earlier than anybody else?
Oh, I thought you were about to ask like what are my
Like,
voting
so what
platforms?
type of-
That's a different
this.
show. That's off the record.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Thank you. We're a sports podcast. This
Yeah.
is just too soon. What are the things that I get ready for too early? I mean, I've been watching college football, shows, segments, early predictions, and that doesn't bother me at all. And that's too soon. We're going to talk about that in a second, but that's too soon. So I would say college football is probably the one thing that I actually don't look forward to. I enjoy more before we get there because it's so stress-inducing once I'm in it.
But you like the rev up to college football?
Yeah, because I can't lose yet.
That's real.
That is fair.
That's real.
And Georgia's gonna lose this year, and we haven't lost anyone but Alabama in like 3 to 4 years. 2020 was the last time we lost to anyone not named Alabama.
Who do you think is gonna be?
I think, dude, this schedule is just.
Hey, I just want everybody to know, Dan, you do this. I respect it too. Dan like prepares his heart.
At Texas,
he like
at Ole Miss,
it's
at Alabama. If
Dan,
we get out of that with just 2 losses and make the playoff, I'll be ecstatic.
As long as it's not Texas.
Yeah, I don't know.
Texas is gonna be good.
I respect the preparation there. I was trying to think of like a sports thing that or season that I like. Oh, I like the off season.
Yeah.
I think like basketball when like free agency opens. Mm-hmm. I do appreciate free agency frenzy.
Free agency is a lot of fun.
But it's a big letdown because it's like, oh, now I don't care about this for like 3 months now.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you got a guy that I can't see for 3 months. So like I had to even remove myself, and I was like, I don't know when you're gonna sign. You got me waiting for 3 months. I'm about to watch baseball.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Mine's probably the NFL. I started watching Hard Knocks this week. I try to let a couple episodes of Hard Knocks get going because
who is the team this year?
Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So, but also like they introduced off-season Hard Knocks, so it followed the Giants this off-season. So like you saw their draft, you saw all the Saquon drama. Yeah. They followed their GM.
That's too much.
No, it was.
No, football's always done a great job of telling stories.
It was so.
Well, they had to because the players
so
don't.
Good.
No.
Yeah. Everything
Baseball
about it was phenomenal. I'm so excited about the Falcons.
Dude, that's a great point. Like, why doesn't they do like a Moneyball style behind the scenes of there's too much. I'm sure there's too much inside baseball handshakes, like the way deals get made.
Baseball's so scared of technology.
Nah. I watched last night. It just happened to be on. I think it came after the Braves game. I was watching, and they'll show clips of podcasts. Of Mookie Betts' podcast.
Yeah.
I think Mookie Betts is a phenomenal baseball player.
Yes.
One of the generational talent, right? He has the most boring podcast.
It's so bad.
I was like, what? How?
You're so exciting
baseball,
on the field.
If I may step into the world of like, you do a terrible job of selling yourself baseball. Such a terrible job.
One of the
narratives.
Worst.
Like, you're not for the, like, it's like you need help.
It's almost like baseball despises their fans.
Yeah.
And like despises their.
That's fine. What would you do differently?
For our starters, Mookie Betts podcast. You know how like a lot of these basketball podcasts, there's like a de facto host that's with you. Get somebody who has real charisma in the podcast to help drive the conversation.
Is it an MLB podcast?
I think it's a Bleacher Report.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's Mookie and another player.
Yeah, which can be fine.
Yeah,
but that's not the MLB marketing themselves. What could the MLB do to engage younger fans? I'm genuinely curious as someone who lives in this space.
You find guys that actually have personality and you put them everywhere.
Bring back This Week in Baseball.
That's an easy one.
Bring back This Week in Baseball.
Okay.
Like, that's real simple.
Bring back This Week in Baseball. Get rid of these ridiculous blackout restrictions. Like, Iowa has 0 professional teams. 5 teams are blacked out in Iowa.
Dude, I mean, I agree that that is key. The fact that I can't watch the Braves,
yes,
as a former season ticket holder is asinine.
Obviously this is not my world, and there's a lot of logistics to it. But to me, it's like make baseball obtainable, like make it easy to access.
I think they tried to take a Monday Night Football approach to like an NFL approach, and they just don't understand the dynamics. There's so many fewer NFL games that you can do that.
You can make it
you can make it this thing that like I watch every Sunday Night Football game, every Monday Night Football game, and it is a little bit inconsequential to if I'm a fan of those teams.
Right.
That I'm going to get as much football as I can while it's here.
Yeah. I think football does a good job of selling itself as an event. I think baseball tries itself as an event. But really, it's a story, right?
It's a
long story. So how do you get people engaged? Sell the storylines.
Yeah.
None of the storylines are sold.
Yeah, it's a chapter book.
It's a chapter book, but they're like, no, it's an event. It's like, not on a Tuesday at 7. It's not.
It would be interesting if they did a Hard Knocks, like how they do the in-season Hard Knocks, where like if you're like, I don't want to watch the games, but I will watch this kind of like evolving storyline that feels more like a movie, if people would tune in more into that world of it.
You got to have personalities.
Yeah.
And again, Mookie Betts, it was so bad. And I genuinely think he's a great player.
And an exciting player, too.
Is the language barrier an issue for baseball now that there's so many players that genuinely don't speak English?
Could be, but even the ones that do.
The only reason I would push back on that a little bit is because the NBA has Jokic, Giannis.
They all speak very good.
Yeah,
English.
they all speak very good. English.
They speak very good.
There's no interpreter.
And they love their city. They like. Well, Giannis owns Milwaukee. Like, they are on. They love this.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you
can
showcase guys who don't speak English still. You can still put them in commercials. You can still give them signature shoes. You can still like.
Yeah, but
the fact that the only baseball silhouette shoe wise that I can think of is Griffey. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, Derek Jeter, as much as I cannot stand him, shortstop in New York, maybe the most recognizable Yankee of all time.
Oh, for certain.
Literally such a sex symbol that he was giving girls gift baskets after one night stands.
I don't know that curly. That's like you just throwing jabs there, but keep going.
But I'm saying, but
that didn't have anything to do with
but I'm saying like with the Jordan, that was his reputation like off the field. So like
what's the point?
He's a player off the field.
Okay.
He's a player on the field. He's with the Jordan brand.
Yeah.
Not a single signature shoe.
I had a pair of Jeters.
That you, but
so
like,
did I.
Yeah,
actually,
I had a pair of Jeters.
Really?
Yeah.
That you would wear today?
I did wear. I wore them. They were like my school. They were like some. Yeah.
I think my one season playing baseball, I had.
No, but like as like a sneaker.
Yeah, no, I had a pair.
Oh, I'm talking about like Jordan cleats that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, why aren't baseball players getting signature sneakers?
Because no one cares.
No one's as cool as Ken Griffey Jr.
Acuna's not.
Ronald Acuna is great, and this is where I want to get to in this baseball conversation that we didn't plan on. This is good.
We can go there.
We're in the middle of baseball.
Yeah.
That Ronald Acuna is all of his personality is the way he plays baseball.
Yep.
He could be just as good, getting the exact same stats, and if you turn down his volume, you wouldn't know who he is.
He'd be Mike Trout.
Exactly. But you turn up the volume, and you're like, okay, I get a sense of. I don't need you to talk to me.
Yeah.
You talk all you want on the field, and like I like it.
The field does all the talking.
Now there are other players who just fundamentally don't, and I think that again, athletes want to be. This is a general sports take.
Yeah.
Athletes want to be athletes. They don't want to be characters and stories. And so they hide behind, I don't want to do interviews. I don't want to do these things. I want to show up. I want to do the thing, and then I want to leave, which I understand their perspective on that. But I think these leagues have to come to them and say, we need to partner together to make you celebrities, not athletes, and make people fall in love with you the way they fall in love with musicians. And Ronald Acuna is somebody who he doesn't have to talk a lot because he is so excellent and he is so loud, but he is rare to be that good and to emote that much as he plays. Yeah. He's a little bit of like a Des Bryant where you're like, I don't ever need to hear you talk. You speak with the way you play the game. But again, you need a much wider spectrum than that to like create fans. And baseball in particular is not creating fans of people. And that's a problem. And to that degree, there's less and less people like they're playing baseball. Think about your high school. Who, like, every girl in every high school goes and watches football.
Oh yeah.
No, when I was in high school, I didn't attend one single baseball game.
You don't know where they play half the time. Like, what field do they play on? If you don't have it on campus.
So the best athletes in the school also played baseball, but no one went and watched.
No.
Yeah. And so it's how does baseball become the cool sport that people want to watch?
I will say one thing that's going to help them a lot that MLB had nothing to do with is the backyard baseball is coming back.
What does that mean?
You think
that means it's going to get kids playing baseball video games again?
Oh.
And learning.
I was like, backyard baseball is a video game.
Yeah. Backyard baseball, the video. Did you not play it growing up? Okay. Anyway, let's stay in the world of kind of like the personality, the marketing.
Yeah.
Because Oklahoma State started putting QR codes on the back.
Oh, I played that
helmets.
game. I for sure played that game.
Yeah, Pablo Sanchez, one of the greatest fictional athletes of all time, if not the greatest fictional athlete of all time.
The fact that you knew his name just off the rip.
Oh, he was on all of them. We had backyard baseball, backyard football, and he was fantastic in both of them.
All right, keep going.
Anyway, so yeah, Oklahoma State's putting QR codes on the back, and the QR code leads to, I believe, just a player's like NIL profile. I don't think it like leads to like I don't know exactly what it leads to.
It probably leads to their collective,
just a link tree or whatever.
Yeah, like
whatever their version of that
is. Give $21 a month to like join this club.
Why are you that close to my helmet?
That's my thing.
When are you that close to my helmet?
Is that I
slow motion replays? I guess
I'm not pausing the game so I can click on your helmet.
I am pro NIL and I am pro these players having opportunities like this, but this feels very much like we tried knowing that there's not going to be any results, but the school can say we're trying.
Yeah, I don't see.
Hey, get off this before they get us for ESPN gets us for.
It's muted.
Yeah, I don't. Just give me the money, like or go to my website. There's too much access. I don't need that on my helmet. I don't know who that's for. I don't know who's got a phone scanning the helmets. I'm not pausing a game to see. Like, I wonder how I can contribute to this young man's. And I'm not doing that. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know who that's for. That's a weird. I think it's thing they're trying to sell people on, like potential players that come there. But it's like, to what end? How does this work?
It is literally putting Cash App names, Venmo names on the back of their jerseys. Yeah. Like this is where we're going, and it is asinine. This makes no sense. You could run a spot in the stadium for every single game for your hardcore fans who are in the stadium, like Tennessee does, and say, give to our collective.
Yeah.
Like, give $10, give $5. Here's what you get. Here's the access you get. Here's the thing you're a part of. But this of, like, each player, because the reality is each player is, I mean, unless they are giving this money directly to each one of these players, which I'm pretty sure you can't do.
I think you do that, yeah.
Then they're just wearing a.
You scan it, and then you can credit a team member that you.
So it's a direct to a player.
Well, no, you can just not credit a team member, but it has a part, so it's like, oh, I got this from so and so. But the minimum, I mean, you can put whatever you want, but it starts at 100, goes up to 5,000 for their suggested.
Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
Where this is going is after a key play, a player is going to run up to the camera, and in this case, turn around, and be like, right here, pay me my money for that touchdown catch.
I'm actually not mad at that.
I
think it could be better. After you make a catch, part of your TV deal is like, you got to put my Cash App up. If I make a catch, make a touchdown.
Dude, I hate this so much.
Yeah, I think it looks bad too.
No, it's tacky. It's definitely tacky.
This is, while individuals might benefit from this, this is the downfall of...
Bad for the culture. Bad for college football culture.
Like, look, whether or not we want to acknowledge it, like, individualism versus team mentality is a thing in sports. Yeah. And this is going to ruin teams from the inside out. Like, this is cancerous for a coach to try to, like, when a player doesn't get a ball in a game and throws a block for a running back, and the running back scores and the wide receiver comes over and no one's paying him his money, but he was the one that unlocked that run. How do you as a coach come to that player and say, keep blocking?
I'm just for funsies, Dan. I'm gonna do this just for funsies because I think this will get spicy, right? This is just purely for funsies, right? This is the most capitalistic idea. And what you're describing was the most, I would say, communistic idea.
Oh, I believe in communism as an idea.
Wait, no, you didn't. We were in meetings before. Bro, we were in meetings before you legit said, this isn't, communism doesn't work. Capitalism.
It doesn't work. I agree with that.
Until it's sports.
No, look, I'm all for NIL.
No, I know you are.
I'm all for... Like the teams specifically, I actually don't love the like marketing deal, like this quarterback gets a private jet deal and he is trading access to a private jet so he can flex on his team members or show off to his girlfriend that he can fly to X number of places.
Right.
I think those are stupid. I don't think that they're going to return. I think those companies are going to go through the phase of like, let's do this. And like, ultimately they don't generate ROI from those investments.
Right.
And so that's going to go away. And so like, I'm fine with it right now.
Okay.
What I do think is like AT&T partnering with Georgia to be the, on the headsets, and they're stroking a check to the team. The players on that team should be part of that deal and collective bargaining into that deal, which NIL is creating the space for.
Right.
So there's ways for the team to pay out dollars to the team and even weight them in specific manners of playing time and snaps and those types of things that I think is equally weighted versus a lineman versus a quarterback versus a wide receiver, that fundamentally fans are too stupid to understand how football is played. So in the NFL, a left tackle is probably the third highest paid person on the team.
You get paid pretty good, yeah.
In college, that's not going to happen because no one's going to scan their stupid QR code to be like, let me take care of my left tackle. So I think my biggest take is this is, one, desperate, two, might work, and therefore leading to the degradation of the game.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I also think that, this is kind of a sign of how much
this is an XFL thing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like, you might as well have He Hate Me with Cash App on the back, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's just a sign of how much money they had been making off of these athletes, and now they're like, everybody's trying to get every dime that they felt like they should have got, in previous years. But no, I find that interesting.
I'm not a fan, and maybe this is naive of me to think that it could stay. I just don't like it bleeding into the actual game. If you want to have a car dealership commercial, if you want to get that and drive around campus, if you want to be on every commercial, every break, go get that, man. Go do that. If you want to sign jerseys every weekend, if you want to sell your bowl ring on eBay, it's yours.
I agree with that.
But the second that the game itself is interrupted,
how's the game interrupted though?
But I'm saying, like,
in the celebration sense.
Yeah, if a QR code is popping up during a game,
but you're doing that, like the players
right now. But if the next step of this is
like
for
turn around and
or the next step is that every touchdown now a QR code is popping up,
where like this is trackable. And at the end of the game, there's like they list out like what players made
in the game.
This is a game.
Fire.
This is game. This is a video game.
No, yeah.
I think eventually they're gonna have the player intros with the Cash App instead of like it's gonna be like instead of you saying your college and like the pros, it's gonna be Cash App.
But
then Nathan Owens 25 Venmo.
It gets really weird. It gets really, really weird in the way that like this money flows in and out, and I believe in really what I believe in is a meritocracy. Like pay people based off of the merit they bring to something. But at the end of the day, this is a semi-professional world in college.
It's still the Wild West.
I just think this just feels like something that the school knows won't work.
But it looks good.
Oh, they think it'll work.
Well, no,
they sat in a room and they were like, our collective isn't able to move the needle. So what we can do is we can let players get a sense of, I can make my own way by becoming a star on the field.
I would do this then if I'm a player. Like, you remember how like the Seattle had Seahawks had like the Legion of Boom? Yeah. I'm like, oh, we're a collective now.
Sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, as a like the safeties, we are one QR code. And we'll split the money, and then we'll have a celebration together when we do something together. Wide receivers, like, let's be like, you know what I mean? Different, almost like businesses inside of businesses. It
just feels so like Truman Show. Like if you remember, like the last time I remember watching the Truman Show, because like that whole world was we're watching this guy 24 hours, right. Which means they had to sneak the commercials in. Mm-hmm. So like in the middle of a conversation, she's like, "Drink this." Yeah. And she like points it to the camera. That's what this is starting to feel like.
Exactly what it is.
And I'm sick of it. Like I'm sick of watching a split screen of an AT&T commercial while the basketball game is going on. I'm sick of watching. I just like it's getting to a point where we can't even watch the entire game without the commercials.
Without the playthrough.
We can't. Like, it used to be the commercials were annoying, but the commercials were the commercial breaks. And now the commercials are happening during the game. They're happening every time out. They're happening every time that there is a break in play.
It is getting bad.
Here's what's interesting. I think we all forgot why TV was invented. You thought it was invented for your enjoyment, for TV, for like shows and stuff. It was invented to sell toothpaste, soap. Like that's why all this stuff was invented.
It is.
The other stuff, it's almost like we think as comedians that people, it's like we're in the comedy business. No, we're in the bar business, and comedy happens to be a part. We're in the alcohol business.
Sure, it's just
we're all
musicians.
we're trying to sell something, and we're the lure is football, comedy, whatever. But the overarching thing is like, I need to sell this toothpaste, this Burger King, this whatever it is. That's why it was all invented. So just, they're playing the game.
Yeah. Who I am mad at is the companies like ESPN.
Okay, get off your soapbox, quick.
That are making billions of dollars every year.
Oh my God.
And are still.
This is where I become a capitalist.
They're making billions of dollars every year, and they're still like, well, let's squeeze another $2 million out of AT&T by putting a 30-second ad during the start of a basketball game. That's where I'm like, you are making plenty of money.
ESPN is hemorrhaging money, but keep going.
Like that's what kills me is that when it's like, yeah, that's very frustrating.
Does it really bother you?
It does bother me.
Stop watching the games.
You can't. But that's what I'm saying. They're the only way to get the games, and
your money where your mouth is. Like,
they're the only way to get the games, and they know that.
Make a stand. Be like,
they know they're the only place to get this.
Talk about like my sports team.
It's a monopoly.
When my sports team suck, you should not go to the games because if you
it's
don't
not a
like
monopoly.
it, don't
it's
go
100%
to the
monopoly.
No, there are other leagues, other sports.
There's no other leagues. There's no other professional football league in America.
Our Child 16 said, talking about the QR codes, it feels like passing costs to consumers because the higher-ups don't want to decrease their share.
Exactly.
Glasgow says that they should just put the Zelle or Cash App on the jerseys like Dan said.
Yeah.
And he also said that this QR code, NIL, gives me fundraising you see kids doing on the side of the road vibes.
Everybody's a water boy at the end of the day.
I have one last college football thing, and then we need to get to the last big too soon debate.
Yes.
Cool.
I saw Alabama's quarterback last year had the let a I think, or whatever.
Naysayer.
Let a naysayer know.
Yeah, let a naysayer know.
Let a naysayer know.
I was at the gym.
Okay.
I'm running on the treadmill. And in front of me was this very white person wearing that shirt.
Love it.
And I literally was like, this is what? No. I don't know. So I need to ask you.
Yeah.
If you saw that person walk past you wearing an Alabama Crimson Tide with that phrasing on it. It just said it was the
lank.
The lank. Yes. Shirt, a white frat boy there was nothing below it.
Okay. Just lank.
Like lank. That. He was wearing that.
Yeah.
And how would you feel about that?
I'm conflicted. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm conflicted. A part of me is like, do you know what that is?
That was my thought.
The second part is that young black quarterback just made $25, and I'm proud of him. You know what I mean? Like I'm admittedly conflicted. But I might pull that guy to the side. Like, what do you think? What do you think that is? Huh? Tell me what you think. I remember one time, it was like during the pandemic where like people were like, you see people put a lot of letters together and they say, if you know what this means.
Yeah. And
it was a comic, I'm not gonna say the name, but they like posted it. And one of the ends in this long thing was that. And I was like, hey, just let you know, that don't say what you think it says. Like you were close, but you're not there. And then they immediately pulled it down. Because I didn't want them to have the smoke.
This makes me so uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
Like this is like akin to like a white person wearing FUBU. Like you're not us in either of these senses.
But look, I don't disagree, but part of me goes, listen, this is the thing about I think this is the thing.
FUBU still around?
No, I'm pretty sure they sold the company, right? My thing is this, you can make these things that might be for cultural or whatever like that.
So many
That's
thoughts.
wild. Yeah, you can.
It's a dead link. It's cache somewhere, but
definitely
that. Wow.
Even my quick point is, even if every and only black person bought this, you're not gonna make the money that you can make until like little white kids in middle America also buy it. So it just, hey, get your money. I'm rarely gonna be in Iowa or Smallville, Alabama to see that shirt anywhere.
Well, it was like I went to the Negro League Museum last year, and I was in the gift
Kansas
shop.
City, right?
Yeah, it's in Kansas City. Phenomenal museum, but I'm in the gift shop, and it's so much cool gear.
Oh yeah,
but I'm just like, I can't.
Right,
like
you can't.
And Atlanta had a team.
Yeah, right, no, you can't.
And with black crackers.
Yeah, with a really cool hat.
Yeah.
And a really cool, like, solid, clean logo.
No, you can't.
Like it with ABC but no, I can't.
No, you can't.
You should have tried though.
No.
That'd have been fun.
I've asked David
aside and been like, you can't. Dude.
Well, so I've actually asked David and Damon about this in the past, which was really funny, and Damon had a great answer.
Okay.
Where he goes, get ready for old black people to quiz you.
Yep.
And young black people to roast you.
Absolutely. You got to live in that world.
He goes, if you're okay with both of those things happening, either to your face and behind your back.
Yeah.
He goes, then go for it.
Yeah.
He goes, but
it's a very cool. It is cool.
It is a cool.
It's. I mean, yeah. I think all that like.
I think I had a couple of hats.
Okay, one last thing. I need to get to this.
Get to it.
Yeah.
Is it too soon for the pumpkin spice latte? Because this is a trending topic right now.
It is.
And it's our last too soon topic of the day. When is it okay to engage in fall? This is the basic white girl version of it. Mm-hmm. It is delicious, just for the record. I'm a massive pumpkin spice fan.
Yeah.
I look forward to engaging, but primarily just from the like emotional connection to we made it to fall.
I get that.
I'm done with summer.
I get
There's
that.
a cool breeze in the air.
For sure.
I'm hopefully in Boston or somewhere in the Northeast when I drink the first one.
Ooh, okay.
The color, the leaves are changing colors.
Yes.
Now I have a very hard stance that September is much too early for this engagement.
Way too early.
So my question to you guys is, when is it okay to be like, fall is here, and for our basic white girl friends to pull out their wide-brimmed hats and their boots and their fluffy vests?
Yeah.
If that's still the basic white girl fashion.
It's always going to be the fashion.
It's always going to be that. Every girl's going to show up dressing like a bougie Han Solo. I got to have double digits September, and I've got to have important college football games.
Please.
There we go. Yeah.
We're not there yet on any of those. At least on my wife's algorithm.
Not at all.
We're not. Which Allison absolutely falls into this category. Oh, those are fire, though. I could rock those Crocs.
All right.
Dan's gonna show up wearing some Dr. Pepper Crocs, getting the fall latte,
Right.
getting
here.
a pumpkin latte.
I'm gonna take this moment to defend basic white girls.
I haven't been on Pinterest in a long time.
Only because I found myself doing the most basic white girl thing last weekend, like where it was comical, right? So if anybody knows me, I wear these like stuff like this.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'll get my girls will be like, oh, you in, and I just wear them because I like to wear stuff.
One's like connected to your best friend though, right?
Yeah, well, that was the wrist thing. This stuff is like
for just our listeners, describe.
Oh yeah, it's like these copper
crystals. If you walk by them, you'd be like,
crystals,
it's crystals.
right? Yeah. So I'm in Alabama doing a Don't Tell show, and I put my bag over it, and I realized, oh snap, one of my pendants broke or fell off.
Okay.
So my chain was just pendentless, right? And I was with Ian Aber, Atlanta Comic Ian. So he goes, oh, what happened? And I was like, dang, I lost it. I didn't realize I lost it. Why did I have another crystal in my bag that I just put on there? And he looked at me like, did you just do that?
Just next man up, and I was crystal-wise.
And I was like, this might be the whitest girl thing I've ever done. And here's the thing. It wasn't like this is I was like, oh, I have to have it to perform. The black guy in me goes, but you got to complete the look.
Yeah.
It was 100% complete the look. But so I'll take that moment to defend Crystal wearing white girls.
Yeah, here I'll defend basic white girls for a second.
Yeah.
The defense of.
I haven't worn them in public.
Okay.
But I have put on a pair of UGG boots before.
Mm.
And
you still own them?
No. I've never owned them.
Who'd you put on other people's shoes?
I was in a shoe store, and it was empty, and I found a pair of Uggs, and I put them on.
Okay.
And it was one of those things where I was like, someday I'm gonna be confident enough in myself to wear these.
What's stopping you?
It's my own selfishness and my own ego. There's going to be a day that I am confident enough in myself and who I am to let my feet be that comfortable.
I don't think that's
Ladies,
I don't think that.
y'all have figured it out with the UGG boots.
I know.
I put UGG boots on my feet.
Which UGG boots?
They were just the brown ones.
Like this?
The one in the middle?
Yeah, just the basic.
Or this one?
I'm being patient.
Don't wear that. That's not a good shoe. Like, this one's not bad.
No. I slid my feet into those.
Yep.
And it was.
Tell us more.
It was like hearing my dad say he was proud of me. In a shoe form.
Yeah.
This is sad fast.
It hugged and supported and comforted all at the same time.
What's really stopping you?
The look.
No, okay, I can't take anymore. This is the line. That is the line for you.
There's something
you show
about
up with a shirt that you got from free from a Hawks game
Some
15 years ago.
As a fanatic,
Sweatpants and shoes that no one can see. With an undershirt that you needed to retire like 6 months ago because the collar twists and it's like been washed one too many times. But these shoes,
which are comfortable,
they're very comfortable.
Which are comfortable,
are the ones that you would enjoy, the ones that give you emotional support in a way that you're like, I feel good about life. This is the line that you're gonna draw from a fashion standpoint.
I mean, also that price is tough for just.
You have spent those dollars on Jordans that have given you none of the feelings.
Not a shoe for inside.
He never would spend that on Jordans. I've been trying to get him to spend that much on a pair of Jordan ones. He won't do it. I got you back there. He won't do it.
I've never spent more than $110 for a pair of shoes.
Get the shoes. You can't. You have no. You think you have an ego that's keeping you from it.
Yeah.
But just from the outside looking in, you have nothing to stand on.
We're not seeing the ego that you claim to have.
I put them on.
Is that it? We're not seeing
the ego.
You don't have the ego. You don't have the like. I care too much about what people think about me in the way
it was how I thought about me. There was something about
respectfully, you think about you too much.
There was something about me that just went, I'm not an Uggs guy.
Bro, you're not a Trae Young guy.
I don't know. Just something about these
you're not
feel.
A Trae Young.
These
don't feel as good as the Uggs, do they?
Like if you came in here in like Legends, like the Legends like sweatpants and a Legends hoodie with those, I'd be like, yeah, you pulled it together.
Look, I'm sorry.
We want better.
I want you to engage. I want you to get some Uggs. I might buy them for you.
Yeah, get some Uggs.
I can't. Well, I'm not gonna wear them in public, even if I had Uggs. They'd be a house shoe.
They're not a house shoe.
They are a house shoe.
They're a house shoe that you're allowed to wear out in public.
Yeah, they're like a slipper that you get the mail in. That's what they would be for me.
Nah, you could put the.
Why are Uggs with their models going after Tim's?
That's a good point.
That is very specific in a world where they try to get everybody covered.
Yeah,
in every single picture.
Yeah, stay in your lane, Uggs.
That looks. I mean, that honestly has like a fear of God vibe with it.
You could pull that off.
I actually really did.
Why don't you? What is stopping you from that?
You could actually. This would look really good on you, Nate. Like I'm just saying, like I think you could pull this look off. Because this is lazy fashion. Not saying fashion that's like lazily put together. It is, you are comfy, but you still look good, and it looks like you took time to think.
Yeah. Yeah, get them on.
I'm all for the sweatpants, but we just need
to walk around in the road. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at that guy. He looks so comfy.
You could do. Why?
Bro.
I think I'm with Dan. Like you're like I don't have. It's too leisurely. I don't have the confidence.
Nate in this summer fit, look at that.
When did UGG get so fly?
Nate.
That's new.
Look at this. You get that, throw on some Uggs.
Bro.
Yeah. What's stopping you?
What's stopping me from
you and
that?
Libby, when you get home tonight, I want you to peruse the UGG website with Libby and just be like, all right, I'm thinking about an overhaul.
How many Libby bucks does it take?
What was the conversion? If you guys missed
what's
last
the conversion rate of Libby bucks to UGG bucks?
I'm talking to this one. If you missed last week's Libby Bucks conversation,
Libby Bucks was fun.
Look at this.
Jeans, Uggs.
I've got that fit at home. Though.
He's got green Uggs on, matching that green right there. Now that's Nate. Nate.
All right, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I gotta in the front. Nate, you'll never be that cool.
No, listen.
But you should try it.
You could.
I'm looking at this.
That
cool
felt unnecessary.
I'm looking at it that cool. I saw the way he was posing.
No, Nate's never gonna pull it off this well. But
I was like, I ain't gonna send my boy out there to look like that. You ain't gonna pull that off.
Dave, here's the real question. We can move on from Nate.
I didn't want that for you. I want you to just get the Uggs. I think you can do some Uggs. But I saw that guy who was looking too cool. I was like,
yeah.
Boy, can't do that. Not gonna send my boy out to do that.
Here's the real question: is that man that we just highlighted? That's basically in every single one. They apparently only could afford 3 models.
Yeah.
Despite charging so much money for their clothes. Is he wearing that outfit in the streets?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got on. Look, man, you see a black.
Because I'm about to buy a bunch of.
You see a black man in jeans. He not in the house. He going somewhere. The
I'm
house
telling,
is for Nike sweaters.
I want Nate in this.
Yeah.
I would rock that on vacation.
Nate, you think you can pull that off? That this little, what is this color?
I don't know if I could pull off that color.
What about?
Because that kind of.
What about that?
No,
that's not gonna look good on your white body. That's a black only.
Yeah. That's not gonna be good.
Yeah.
For you.
I think you can pull this color off.
Yeah.
I could. I'd have to be careful because that's what color my skin turns if I stay in the sun too long. So I got to be careful. That's got to be like an early summer.
We don't want that for you.
No,
nah, man.
I do like that rose.
Well done, Uggs.
To plug your album that's coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, Uggs.
No.
Send me stuff.
What if Dan sponsored it and he dressed you? Because we're gonna talk,
No,
and then this isn't like we're trying to make you look bad. Dan wants you to succeed more than you want you to succeed. Because Dan believes in you and you don't believe in yourself.
Hey, to full disclosure, can I
we are because David and I were like texting during.
Well, because I kind of have an unofficial stylist.
My sister has.
Also, Allison said I just want to make sure Allison, your wife said late September for that, and that Artchild 16 said Brady wore Uggs.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is probably your biggest.
That's part of it.
That's your biggest aversion.
We need to ask my wife if I can spend some money on.
Hey, Allison,
some Uggs.
Yeah, Dan wants some Allison bucks to get some Ugg fits. I didn't realize
I did what's going on here.
They got some good, comfy looking winter clothes.
They do.
So, all right. So my sister's unofficial kind of because she helped pick out the wedding, right?
Yeah, she advised me on some wedding
style. Even got
style.
you shoes.
Yeah.
She even got you shoes. My sister's very invested in his style.
David's family has done too much for you.
They've done more for you than they've done for me.
I know.
Being
They're
honest.
phenomenal.
I've heard of all 3 of the other 4th and 10 cast members have pretty much raised Nate. Like you lived with both Dan and Damon.
Do I publicly tell people that I've adopted a white child?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like the way I hear the 3 of them talk about you, it's like it takes a village and you never stop.
Yeah.
I put that on our adoption forms. They were like, what qualifies you to adopt a child? I was like, I've been adopted three times.
Yeah.
I've been adopted multiple times.
Yeah, two black men and a white man.
Yeah.
It's 3 men and a baby.
Yeah, exactly. I have been.
That's an
Should we Man and a Baby? That's a new podcast.
3 men and a
rebrand.
Yeah.
3 men and a baby. We're rebranding.
Yeah, finally.
3 men and a baby.
We got to figure out if that's copywritten. Get Ted Danson on the phone right now.
Damon, I hope you're listening.
Yeah, 3 men and a baby. You're gonna come back and it's gonna be 3 men and a baby. No, you're out. We do have to change what you think you're gonna wear for this special.
3 men.
Because Nate sent me and my sister
a lookbook,
and then he sent this.
What? Send it to me.
God, it's so basic.
The reason that I sent that is because they're sending me stuff.
That's because you get it doesn't mean you should do anything with it.
Right. I haven't.
Okay. I have 30 seconds.
I cold DM'd a bunch of companies that I like, told them what was happening, asked them if they would be willing to send me stuff to wear the special. One company responded. And so I don't know.
What's the company?
Homage.
Oh, Homage is great.
I love Homage.
They have way better stuff than that.
They do. I don't know what they're sending me.
Okay.
They're just sending me stuff.
But basically my sister saw this and goes, she said, quote, very Christian school look.
Checks out.
But that's gonna happen with my face.
Nah, you don't have to be.
Most of what I wear, I'm either gonna look like a cool youth pastor or an uncool youth pastor. That just happens with my jawline.
This one looked like uncool.
Bro, you need to lean into just who you are, which is a West Virginia stan that like shows up in comfy clothes and Uggs.
So my sister gave
like
him
that is who
a very preliminary look. She was like,
I like that look.
Some basic.
Yeah.
And
she's
right.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she's got.
And then she said, if you're thinking about for our listeners, that's what Nate wanted.
Nate.
That's literally.
You think you're gonna show up on stage wearing this?
That was what.
And people are gonna think that you have sex with a woman. And I know that's not what adoption's about. And let me take this away. Not just a woman, a person.
Yeah.
A living person that's not made of silicone.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna walk up there and they're gonna respect you?
What is that? What did a crew neck become just like the incel uniform?
I don't.
It's not even. It's wrinkled in the picture.
I feel bad saying this, but with your look in general and this, that's
not
what
flattering.
It is. This is.
We need layers.
We go back to that black model. He wears this. You're like, damn.
Yeah.
What is up, my guy?
Yeah.
But
they don't work for you the way you want it.
You got to work
My
a little
sister,
different.
for those listening, she's hurt. If you get her a lookbook, think Jerry Seinfeld in those Kith ads. Right?
Hell yeah, dude.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, I like all that.
You can do that without the price.
And the what ads?
The Kith, Kith.
I have it set.
Like,
oh, honestly,
my sister's like, we gonna get them drippy, not overtly, but like, somewhere.
I'd
near
wear
that.
this jacket.
That's such a fire look.
I'd wear
Right.
that hell out of the jacket.
That's what I'm saying.
I love Kith so much, and I can't afford spending as much money.
I can't afford. Did you see their Team USA?
See,
stuff
like
they put out?
this one, something like that.
Yeah.
The layers, bro.
That's what I'm wearing right now without a jacket.
No, you're not. No, you're
You're
not.
not even close to that. What are you saying? What do you think you're wearing right now?
Nate.
happened?
Nah, he had to explain. I respect that, Joe, because that is ridiculous.
I have to go,
I'm sorry.
but I can't go with that being the last comment that you think.
No, I.
We need to get a nice.
This.
If
No,
you rock like a
it was
floral
the
jacket,
sweatsuit. It was the sweatsuit one.
you're not wearing.
No, I know it was a.
Not
Okay.
even close.
It's not funny.
We don't believe your jokes because we see what you wear, so we don't know what you're joking about.
I do send
Take
my.
it seriously.
I send my wife this photo shoot every fall,
Yeah, and she says,
and she says she doesn't like hats.
"I'm not. You don't have to wear the hat.
I know.
I would actually."
Oh,
not
is it the
put you in
puffy
hat.
shirt? I'd wear it.
No, it's a bit.
But
No.
you're not doing that.
See, I don't mind the bomber, like the varsity jacket type look.
My sister gave you a lookbook.
I like the
very
lookbook.
preliminary, like she did it within 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
This is the idea.
Your sister's great eye. I am not opposed to the lookbook.
Yeah.
It is the budget.
Bro, even then, you don't know. You know how close. This is the thing.
Also, you can return clothes.
You were
100%.
He asked too many questions too.
Look at the Joel's
You know
like
how-
leave the tags on.
Have you literally?
Yes.
Oh, you can take the tags off and then return them.
That's true.
For sure.
You ask too many questions too. You be blocking your blessings because you don't even realize. I said, you say, what size shoe do you wear? And you were, or we were trying to get them like just looking at shoes. My sister was about to buy you a pair of Jordan 4s, but you were like, "What the budget?" We was like, "Shut up! Tell us what you need." And then as soon as you spend all that time,
And
in your
also,
mind, they went out and they sold out.
If you want some like showrunner or like rep at CAA to see this special and be like, I'm gonna go sign this piece of paper, I'm gonna go shop you. You can't show up in that
Can't show up
blue
with that blue thing, dog.
It wasn't the blue.
They're gonna be like, man,
You look like a $15 hooker in that.
No, you look like a cartoon character.
The blue wasn't.
you look
The
like
blue
you
was
would
just
be-
the first one that popped up.
You look like you be Arthur's friend on some PBS show,
Bro.
Yeah, you like every day when you walk in, but you like.
Look,
Football
Arthur's
head,
been on
yeah.
TV
Looking-
for like 20 years. All right, I would take Arthur's.
nobody- no, you-
I would take Arthur's
But
career.
you don't take his clothes.
All right, Arthur's got more TV credits
I don't
than
have
I
any more
do.
time for this.
I wouldn't respect you.
Yeah, man, this is bad.
Also, yeah, you can totally return stuff. Every time I shoot something, I buy so much stuff for props, put it up, and then return it.
Send it back.
You gotta go to a few different stores at times, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't be.
Just get some Libby bucks on
Don't.
credit, and then
That's
you
what
get
it
those
is.
Libby bucks back.
That's what it is.
yeah, bro, it's
We're
like a credit
not
card.
doing Christian school look like my sister. We're not doing that. We can't do that.
I guarantee you that if I called Libby right now and was like, look, this is his moment, Remember how proud of you he was when you were up in Chattanooga? He's going to do it again. Yeah. He's going to wow people. Dave's going to make sure he looks like a star.
Absolutely.
He can't look like the schlub.
Also, I'm sure she understands about returning stuff, too. I'm sure that she...
1,000%.
If you're just I want to buy this, but we're going to return it.
No, she does. I've got 3 Libby returns to take back tomorrow. So... Libby understands returning things.
Those are called Libby chores. That's how you get Libby bucks.
Those are just called please don't make me go get a job days.
That's every day.
Yeah, right. What do you need me to do?
Okay. We want people to respect this podcast.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. This has been another episode of 3 Men and a Baby.
Bro, it's so accurate.
Right here on the 4th District Network.
Shout out.
Thanks. We appreciate it. One more time. My name is Nathan Owens. If you're still hanging around, again, if you want to see all of this put into action, September 6th, right here in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Soundstage, this downstairs here at Encyclomedia. Tickets are on sale now. If you're a patron, reach out to me. I've got a code to get all of our patrons free tickets. So please, if you're a patron, DM me. Don't DM the 4th and 10 one. DM me directly. I check that one more often. So just a heads up. One more time, my name is Nathan Owens. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok at Nathan Owens Comedy or NathanOwensComedy.com.
Follow me Instagram and Twitter. It's at do or die at DUERRDIE. If you're in Atlanta this weekend, I will be at the Laughing Skull Friday and Saturday for pretty sure all the shows. So come to that. But also buy these tickets to the special.
Yeah.
And come see Nate because I did see the hour. I don't compliment you a lot on this podcast.
That's one way to put it.
And it's because not a lot that you do deserves a compliment. But I saw his hour, and I said, "Oh, this stands up with a lot of people's hours. Who's getting a lot of praise? So we need y'all in the building because it's good." And it wasn't even ready when I saw it. So make sure y'all pull up to that on the 6th.
At Dan Dung, it's the one place Nate doesn't show up like a baby. Is on stage.
No, that's the time I'm one of the 3 men.
Yeah.
#4th